explode.
So,
They are
yes, use mirror,
okay.
then it's easy.
Okay, now it's full.
So let's just try to have that page open full screen. Full screen.
Sorry, you first?
No, let's just have the time. Wait for the time.
Ah, okay.
Okay, and our last talk for today, some more magic between identity management and the desktop fleet commander. And Fabian and Oliver will tell you all about this. Speech to live.
So, firstly, thanks all for coming. Thanks all for staying to this time. We are going to be talking about Fleet Commander and why it is the most efficient way to manage the desktop profiles of your fleet. You can see a bunch of logos there. It's because Fleet Commander is a project integrated with Cockpit, SPOIS, FreeAPA, and SSSD at least. For now, this is a Fedora-specific project, and I am confidential, and here is Oliver Gutierrez with me. So, I guess the first question is, what is a desktop profile? This is like nothing more than a group of desktop-related settings that you just combine them and distribute them for a user group, a machine, or a group of machines. And this is what we will be dealing with. So, what is Fleet Commander? The Fleet Commander project was started a few years ago. I was still part of the desktop team, although not working directly with this. It was created mainly because it's a real hell, a real pain for sysadmins to manage desktop profiles. And if you are not a sysadmin, you may be asking, like, why? Basically, there are a few solutions. Those solutions are usually leaving behind some or messing with the user's home directory. We don't do that. Like, we don't want to do that. This is like not something quite good to do because, well, it's not helping like when you're going to update those changes. So this is something like that is not good. And so far, we have been lacking a tool that could do that for us, like that could help us. And that's when Fleet Commander was created. And the main idea behind the project is this is integrated with GNOME. We know what we are doing. We are not leaving files behind in the user's home directory. We are just like doing it in the most clean and easy way. We are going to show you guys later on how easy it actually is. And just to have like everyone on the same page, let me just tell you what Fleet Commander is not. We are not a system-wide management configuration tool. We don't do that. We just care about desktop. We are just caring about GNOME. There are other tools that can help you with this. This is not what we do. We are not a scripted-based solution. We are a natural tool integrated with GNOME desktop. So you're not going to be to have your hands dirty at some point. And we are not an identity and policy management tool. We actually rely on FreeAPA for doing this job for us. And let me just, actually Oliver is going to give you guys like a brief overview about the project, its parts.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, Fleet Commander is divided in 3 pieces of software. The first one is the Fleet Commander admin. It's a Cockpit plugin. And it's a web-based solution where you can manage and modify and add settings to a desktop profile. The second part is Fleet Commander Logger, because we use a special way, you will see later, to get the settings you will add to the actual profile. Because we have a program running in a virtual machine logging all the changes you are doing for the desktop configuration, and you will have the option to check what changes have you done and select the ones you want for that profile. And there is the Fleet Commander client. That is a tool that is installed in all the machines you have in your network. So when SSD completes the logging procedure, it takes the information for the profiles that apply to that user, and Fleet Commander clients do the step of taking that information and apply the configuration to the desktop user. So currently we support different subsets of settings, and we have two ways to get that settings into a profile. The first one, that is the easier one in some way, is the web interface, where you can, using a custom web interface, to add some kind of settings. For example, the Knox Software Editor Pix applications. Okay, when you open Knox GNOME Software, you have the Editor Pix in the upper row, so you can change it. You can set them in a web tool inside the Fleet Commander admin plugin. The non-online accounts follow the same procedure. You have a special UI for editing the accounts that apply to some users. And we have the live session, that is the one where Logger step in. And with the live session, we are able to get any G-setting-based application, whatever setting of a G-settings-based application can be logged with the Logger. Also for LibreOffice, and Network Manager, for example, creating a VPN or a Wi-Fi, and it will become stored inside the profile. Well, this is demo time. We have a video for that. We had a video for that, but we will dare to try to do it live.
Yeah, so it may.
So if it explodes, disclaimer, just cover your face. Okay, so I have the machines here. We'll open. Okay, so master API example. I will enter into Cockpit here.
Yeah, we are logging into Cockpit as the Fleet Commander admin is a Cockpit plugin. There is this Fleet Commander tab there. You click on it, and then you can add a new profile. This is quite simple. You just set the profile name, set which are the users which are going to be affected by this desktop profile, and then you can edit them. Just wait a minute. You have here is the settings we told you. We have this GNOME Online account, we have the other apps, but we are going to actually show you the live session, and hopefully it's going to work. So when you click in the live session, it's just going to load a template. All the machines you have on your Librex session. Usually you get completely raw installation to apply your profiles on top of that. And this is what we are doing. We're just putting up the machine. It's using Spice HTML5. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, because of the resolution, I have to scroll.
And here what we are going to do is, you can see this is the background of this machine. Oops, not anymore.
Yeah, I have to to kill the welcome application. So you have this background, the default one.
Yeah,
for
and we are going to change the background during this live session, and then we are going to show you guys how it's going to be applied like on a client machine.
Okay, I will get, for example, this one. Okay, so the background is changed here. And we have this button, that is the review and submit one.
Wait a minute, before you review submit, can you open a machine, a client machine, just to be sure that we didn't, like that we don't have a machine with that background set up?
Yeah,
previously,
we are not cheating. We are not cheating. So I log in with administrator.
Yeah, please don't do that. This is not like, use it like with different users and administrator, please. So
Okay.
here is like the client machine. We are going to do the changes on the live session, apply them, log out, and then log in again to show you guys
Okay, so
that it actually
back
works.
to this, I have this background, and I can review the changes I have done. And in the changes I have done, there is the background one. So I will select it and save it to the profile. Okay, now it's saved, so the setting is already saved into FreeIPA. So I can just log out here. And then when I log in again, it should have a different background. The one I selected at the profile. Just that.
Yeah, it works.
Thank you. Well, going back to the presentation, what happened here? Do you want to explain or?
Go ahead for the Fleet Commander part.
Okay. Really, what we done here was, okay, we created a profile at the cockpit session we had using the Fleet Commander admin plugin. That profile needs some settings inside it, so for getting them, I just connected by SSH to the bare metal machine and ran a virtual machine that has the logger installed in it. The logger is all the time checking the changes in the configuration in dconf in several places, depending on the kind of settings you are trying to log. And that information is sent using Spice directly to the Fleet Commander admin. When you click on the review button, you have the list of all the changes that the logger was all the time reporting. You just select them, and when you click the Save profile, that information is stored in the FreeIPA Desktop Profiles plugin that is written specifically by Alexander Bokovoy for FreeIPA.
This is what happens pretty much on the master side and then on the virtual machine. On the client side, this is quite simple. We took advantage of a machinery that SSSD already had for $8. So we just like expanded this, made the code like reusable, and added support for this. So pretty much what we do is like once you are logging in, we have a punch session model that is just pretty much what it does is it asks FreeIPA like, I am this user, part of those groups, on this machine that is part of this host group. Do you have something for me? In case it has, we are just going to download to fetch all those profiles and fire a dbus call to Fleet Commander client. Then the client will just combine all those profiles together and apply them at login time. Yeah. And this is pretty much what showed you guys like. And let me tell you, like, if you guys want to give it a try, everything is available on Fedora 26 or newer. Kinda. Kinda. While we were preparing this presentation, we found some bugs on SSSD side. So, my part. we have the patches. So the patches are going to be reviewed and hopefully merged by next week. Today? Super.
Perfect.
So we have someone to review and merge the patch today. Nice, thanks. And they will be backported to Fedora at least 27. Not sure about 26. But in the worst case, actually this is not that bad. While you're doing this whole presentation, we came up with a project that is called Fleet Commander Vagrants that just use some Vagrant machines and Ansible to set up an environment that we use it to provide you guys a demo. So you can just clone it, run setup, and you are pretty much done to start testing this and taking a look on how it works and see whether it fits you or not. And as I have control of those, patches are there already. So just like clone it and start using it. If you guys have some issues, just come and talk to us. Here is the Git repo. Those slides are already updated in the website. So go there, clone it. If you have some issues, open some
some issues
on GitHub, and I'm really happy to fix that.
Hopefully.
Oops. Sorry. So plans for future releases. You can go ahead.
Well, right now we are working on supporting the browsers because we don't have currently support for them. We want to support firstly the settings on the browser, and then about the part of getting the bookmarks. That is kind of a different way to handle them. Also, we are in need of a lot of enhancements in the UI and user experience. As you've seen, we have to create a profile and then edit it to go inside, and it's kind of weird, but it's something that we created when we started with the prototype, and we didn't have time to do that until now. And also, we want to support direct integration with Active Directory, because right now there are a lot of customers asking us for using this with the existing environments they have. So we think this is a good part of it, to do it.
Here, the key for this, I guess, is GPO. And Andreas is up in his sweater. That's nice, because he's a Samba developer. We need some help from Samba guys. We had some talks before this presentation. And if you are a Samba developer, if you are interested to help us, to give us some help, please, let's talk. We need your knowledge. We don't need you to do the work for us, we just need some help. And I guess we are going to get it. Right, Andreas?
Tomorrow.
Thanks. And talking about we need your help, we really do. And we have some ideas that may be around for this round of Google Summer of Code. Some of them are going to be under GNOME, some of them are going to be under Fedora. As soon as we know whether the organizations are actually accepted, we are going to just do some blog posts and try to find someone willing to help us with this. And of course, we need some help with coding in all projects that are affected by this. Well, software, we have bugs. Please come to us if you are interested. Like, we are going to help you to help us. And if you have some enhancement requests, you give it a try. You just give it a try, and there is something that you are not happy with, come talk to us, join the Fleet Commander channel at Freenode, and we are going to talk. If your idea is something that fits with what we want for the project, for sure we are going to just try to implement it as soon as possible. Here, I really would like to say a big thanks to a few people who helped a lot in this project. First one is Alexander Bokovoy, who wrote the Free IPA desktop profile plugin. This is like nice part. Jakub, who is out there. Jakub helped me with the design page. The design page came from Jakub, and we had like several rounds of discussions, and he reviewed the patches. So thanks for that. Christian Himes, the whole Fleet Commander Vagans project is a fork of one of his projects. We talked before, and we decided to fork it because it's a really nice project, but for very specific usage. So we got it for Fleet Commander. I talked to him, and it was an agreement. So thanks to him, we have like a tool that you can just run and test all this stuff. And Pavel Grunt, who is a former Spice developer, he did a lot. He gave us a lot of help in order to have this Spice channel implemented that is just going to send the information from the live client to from the live session
to the Fleet Commander army.
Here is pretty much all the places where you can find us. We are there. Like, you can just join those channels. We are usually friendly, so
Usually.
show up there.
Not all days.
we are going to try to help you. If you have some really specific Fleet Commander issue, I would recommend go to the Fleet Commander channel. I'm there, and then we can start debugging it, and then it will redirect you to either FreeIPA or SSSD channel.
So questions? Please?
So if the administrator or the user, if he changes back his background desktop, well, if he changes again the background, this will be overridden the next time he logs in.
The question is, if I understood very well, that if you put some settings manually when you log in your session, that settings are again overridden by Fleet Commander, you mean? No. The way Fleet Commander works is we have the defaults in dconf right now, so in the system. So when you create the profile with the settings for an specific user and the user logins, we create a layer over that default settings. But the user layer is over that. So we read the settings in cascade, so the settings of the user always will be over the rest of the settings. But we are programming. We are right now developing to force settings that they cannot override. But they are, that's part of the dconf implementation, really. So we are working on that, but we didn't have time to add it to. Yeah.
Do you know how well SSSD can cache all this information? Like, it seems like it would have to send a lot of data.
That's yours.
So the question is how SSSD can cache, how well SSSD can cache this information. Well, it's well cached. Like, our cache has a timestamp. Do you remember how long is it by default, Jakub?
Half an hour, maybe, like minutes.
Yeah. But even though, like, if the server is offline, the information is there. We are just going to. First thing is, we are just firing a request to LDAP in a. I guess the default is like 60 minutes or something like that for this. So we're not going to keep asking the server every time the user logs in or. This is the first thing. Second thing is, once it's downloaded, in case the server goes down, we are not removing this. We are just checking if the server is up or not, and then we are just calling Fleet Commander client with the information that we have on disk. This is not like in cache. We end up like writing a file in disk, actually.
And the one thing here is that they are, like, they change it background, but the actual background file is part of what is on the machine already. So those come through your configuration or package management platform. So if you have packages installed, you just reference those files, and the profile in itself is really like a path to a file, and the path within dconf where it should set that value. So the profile itself is rarely going above a kilobyte or two if you have a lot of settings there. And it's cached. Yeah.
Yep.
You guys say you don't touch home, and yet how do you manage to change settings of LibreOffice? Or talking about browser history or bookmark?
Okay.
Without actually
The question is, how do we manage to apply the settings without touching the homes directory? Because we use, well, we sent a patch when this was very early to dconf to allow to create that layers over the system default one. And also we sent another patch to LibreOffice to make LibreOffice save that configuration inside dconf. So we more or less, we are doing that the modifications in the way that all the information stored in this way is in /run/user/your UID /dconf. So any changes any settings that are there, when you reboot, they are removed and they are reapplied again using the Fleet Commander client. So that information is not in the home directory. In the browser part, for example, we use the browser policies support. For Chromium and Chrome, right now, we use the current support they have. And Mozilla is developing right now policies support also. So we are going to use that. But in the meantime, we will probably do some hacky thing to allow using it until that development is finished.
More questions?
No?
Well, then, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Who were the guys who asked the questions?
Yeah. Well, before that,
This one?
Get a bit of request to you. So we run FOSDEM as a volunteer in the web.
Oh, sorry.
And please help us to clean up rooms because this is the last call. Please help us to fill in this bag.
So who answered questions? You guys want the t-shirt?